Hey everyone, welcome back to Daily English Chat. I'm Jan, and I'm so glad you're here with us today.
And I'm Alex. Thanks for tuning in. Seriously, it always feels great to have you hanging out with us.
Yeah, today I'm especially excited because we're starting a brand new theme, something I think a lot of us really need.
That's right. We're kicking off our speaking series. Basically, we'll be focusing on how people actually talk in everyday American English. Not the stiff textbook version, but the real-life, casual way you'll hear on the streets, in coffee shops, or in movies.
Exactly. You know, sometimes when I watch American shows, I feel like I understand the words individually, but then the way they mash them together, wow, it just flies over my head.
That happens to everyone at first. Don't worry. That's actually why today's topic is perfect. We're going to dive into shortcuts that Americans use when speaking. Little things like gonna, wanna, and even how did you becomes didja.
Oh, I've definitely heard those before. They sound so natural, but when I try to say them, I either feel silly or I just can't get it right.
That's totally normal. But trust me, once you get the hang of these, your English will sound way more fluent, and you'll also catch what native speakers are saying a lot faster.
All right, sounds good. So let's get into it. How do Americans actually use these shortcuts in daily conversation?
All right, Alex, so you mentioned things like gonna and wanna. I hear those all the time, but honestly, they still confuse me. Like, is gonna even a real word?
Great question. Technically, no, it's not a real word in grammar books. Gonna is just how Americans often say going to in fast, casual speech. For example, I'm going to eat lunch becomes I'm gonna eat lunch.
Oh, so gonna is just a shortcut for going to. That actually makes sense. But wait, do Americans use it all the time or only when they're lazy?
Good one. Honestly, we use it all the time, even when we're not being lazy. It's just natural. If you say, I am going to study tonight, it sounds fine, but in casual speech, most people would just say, I'm gonna study tonight.
Got it. So if I say, I'm gonna watch a movie later, that sounds natural?
Perfect. That's exactly how we say it.
Nice. Okay, what about wanna?
Same idea. Wanna means want to. For example, I want to go outside becomes I want to go outside. Try it. Say it fast.
I wanna go outside. Oh wow, that feels way smoother than I want to go outside.
Exactly. And then we have gotta, which means have got to. Like, I gotta finish my homework.
Wait, so gotta is like have to?
Yes. You could say, I have to leave now, or more naturally, I gotta go.
Oh, I've heard that one in movies a lot. I gotta go. I thought they were just being dramatic.
Nope, that's just everyday speech. And here are two more fun ones. Lemme and gimme. Lemme is let me. Example, let me help you with that. Gimme is give me. Example, give me a second.
Wow. So basically, Americans are just too busy to say full words, right?
You could say that, but it's not about being lazy, it's just the rhythm of natural English.
Okay, but here's the one that really drives me crazy. Did you? Why does it suddenly sound like didja?
Yes, classic one. When Americans say did you, the sounds blend together. Instead of did you eat, we say did ya eat. Try it.
Did you eat? Oh my God, that's so much easier.
Exactly. Same with what do you mean? It often becomes what do you mean?
What do you mean? Huh, that actually sounds supernatural. I feel like I just leveled up my American accent.
There you go. If you start using these shortcuts, people will definitely think, wow, this person sounds like a native speaker.
All right, I'm sold. I'm gonna practice these tonight.
Perfect example, Jan.
Okay, Alex, I think I'm gonna practice those shortcuts a lot. But you know what? There's another thing that always puzzles me when talking to Americans.
Oh yeah? What's that?
It's about saying no. I mean, in my language, if I don't want something, I just say no. Done. But with Americans, I feel like it's never that simple.
You're absolutely right. In American culture, being too direct can sometimes sound rude. So instead of saying just no, we often soften it.
So like sugarcoating?
Exactly. For example, if someone invites you to a party and you can't go, instead of no, you might say, I'm not sure about that, or maybe later.
I've heard maybe later a lot, but does it really mean later, or is it just a nice way of saying no?
Great catch. Honestly, most of the time, maybe later actually means probably not. It's a polite way of rejecting without sounding harsh.
Oh man, no wonder I got confused. I thought people really wanted to meet later.
Yeah, that's the tricky part. Same with, I don't think so. If someone asks, do you want more cake? You can say, I don't think so. It's softer than just no.
Got it. So if I say I don't think so instead of no, people will see me as more polite?
Exactly. It's all about sounding considerate.
All right, but what if I want to suggest something instead of rejecting it, like giving advice to a friend?
Great question. Instead of sounding bossy, you can use phrases like, you might want to, or how about? For example, you might want to bring a jacket. It's cold outside.
Oh, that's so much gentler than bring a jacket.
Right? Or if you're making plans, instead of let's eat pizza, you can say, how about pizza? It sounds more open, like you're giving the other person a choice.
Oh, I like that. It's like you're still leading, but in a friendly way.
Exactly. It's not just about grammar, it's about culture. In the US, people really value being polite and giving options, even when they actually mean no.
So basically, Americans say no without really saying no.
That's the secret.
All right, I'm going to practice this. Next time someone offers me something I don't want, instead of no, I'll try, I don't think so. Maybe later.
Perfect. That way you'll sound polite and people will love talking with you even more.
You know, Alex, learning to say no politely is actually pretty useful. But here's the thing. Sometimes I don't even get to the no part because I have no idea how to keep a conversation going with Americans.
I get it. You mean like those awkward silences?
Exactly. Like after, hi, how are you? I'm basically done. I freeze.
You're not alone. That's where small talk comes in. In the US, small talk is like social glue. It keeps the conversation flowing, even if it's not about anything super deep.
Okay, but what do Americans usually small talk about?
Great question. The most common topics are the weather, weekend plans, TV shows or movies, and sports.
Wow, so cliche, but true. I've noticed Americans love talking about the weather.
Yep, it sounds silly, but it works. Imagine this. Someone says, it's really hot today, huh? And then the other person replies, yeah, I know, I can't wait for fall. Boom, you're in a conversation.
Okay, that feels doable. What about weekends?
Easy one. You can ask, so what do you usually do after work? Or got any plans for the weekend? It opens the door without being too personal.
All right, let me try. Got any plans for the weekend?
Nice. And if I answer, yeah, I'm going hiking with some friends, you can react with things like, oh, really? Or that's interesting.
Oh, so those little reactions are actually important.
Super important. They show you're listening and keep the energy alive. And if you want to change the subject, you can use something like, anyway.
So it's like a dance. You throw in a question, react a little, and then pass the ball back.
Exactly. And the more you practice, the less awkward it feels.
All right, next time I meet an American, I'm not just going to say hi and run away. I'll try some small talk about, the weather and maybe Netflix.
Thanks.
Perfect combo. Weather plus Netflix, you'll be unstoppable.
Okay, Alex, I have to admit, that small talk practice was kind of fun. But when I listen to real Americans talk, I notice they use a lot of, random words.
Let me guess. Like, actually, literally.
Yes, those. Sometimes I feel like every sentence has a like.
That's true. These are called filler words or discourse markers. They don't add much meaning, but they make speech sound more natural and less robotic.
So they're kind of like seasoning for language.
Exactly. Perfect metaphor. Without them, you sound a little too stiff. But if you use too many, it can sound unprofessional or distracting.
Yeah, I once tried to copy Americans, and I ended up saying like 5 times in one sentence. My friend just laughed.
That happens. The key is balance. For example, listen to this sentence without fillers. I think this movie is interesting. Now with fillers. I think this movie is actually pretty interesting, you know?
Oh wow, that does sound more like what people really say.
Right? But notice I didn't overdo it. Just 1 or 2 fillers make it sound casual and natural.
Got it. Can we try a mini role play?
Of course. Let's pretend we're talking about food. I'll say it first without fillers. This pizza is good. Now with fillers. This pizza's really good, you know? Your turn.
This coffee is actually really strong. Kind of bitter.
Perfect. See how natural that sounds? You slipped actually and kinda in there, and it felt authentic.
Thanks, but promise me something. If I ever start saying literally every 5 seconds, stop me.
Deal. We'll keep it natural, not exaggerated.
You know what, Alex? Those filler words really do make me sound more natural. But sometimes I still feel awkward when reacting to people. Like, someone tells me something surprising, and all I can say is, oh.
Yeah, oh is a bit weak. In American English, reactions are super important. They show emotions and keep the conversation alive.
So instead of oh, what should I say?
Well, if you're surprised, you can say, no way, you're kidding, or seriously? They're short, but they sound full of energy.
Let me try. No way! Seriously? Oh, that does sound more American.
Exactly. Speaking of exactly, that's another good one. When you agree with someone, you can say exactly, totally, or I hear you.
Wait, I hear you? Does that mean I can literally hear your voice?
Good question. No, here it means I understand what you're saying, or I get your point.
Ah, got it. So if you say, this coffee is way too expensive, I can say, totally, I hear you.
Perfect. That's spot on.
Okay, but what about when I don't agree? I don't want to sound rude.
Exactly. Instead of a blunt no, try softer phrases like, I'm not so sure, or I see it differently.
I see it differently. Yeah, that feels polite, but still clear.
Right. The magic here is variety. If you only say yes or no, the conversation feels flat. But if you use reactions, surprised, agreeing, disagreeing, it feels alive, just like a real American conversation.
I like that. Actually, no way! I think I just leveled up my small talk game.
See? You're already mixing fillers with reactions. That's how natives sound.
You know what, Alex? All these reaction phrases are super fun, but I feel like just reacting isn't enough. Sometimes Americans don't just say, no way, they jump into a whole story.
Exactly. That's a great observation. In American conversations, storytelling is a huge skill. People don't just answer with one sentence, they often share a quick experience.
But wait, I'm not a natural storyteller. What if I mess up the grammar?
You don't need complicated grammar. Just keep it simple. Usually past tense plus a few connecting words and you're good to go.
Connecting words? Like what?
Like so then, after that, in the end. Those help your story flow naturally.
Can you give me an example?
Sure. Let's say you want to tell a story about missing the bus. You can say, yesterday, I was running late, so then I rushed to the bus stop. After that, I realized I forgot my wallet. In the end, I missed the bus.
That actually sounds like my real life, but yours sounded so smooth.
That's because I added a little detail, like I was running late and it was like a movie scene. I was holding my coffee, running down the street. Adding small details makes it more fun to listen to.
Okay, so it's not about being perfect, it's about being clear and a little colorful.
Exactly. And you can also use phrases like, guess what happened, to grab attention. Americans love that. It makes people curious.
All right, let me try. Guess what happened yesterday? I was so hungry, so then I ordered pizza. After that, the delivery guy got lost, and in the end, I waited 2 hours.
That's perfect. Short, clear, funny. See, you're a natural storyteller already.
I actually feel proud of myself right now.
You should, because in American culture, being able to tell a little story is more important than just giving short answers. It makes you sound engaging and confident.
Wow, I feel like we just went on a whole journey today. From those little shortcuts like gonna and wanna, to actually telling a story. I didn't realize everyday English had so many layers.
Yeah, and the cool thing is, once you start noticing these patterns, abbreviations, polite expressions, small talk, fillers, reactions, and storytelling, you'll see them everywhere.
Totally. And it makes conversations feel less scary, more human, you know?
Exactly. English is not about being perfect. It's about connecting with people. These little tools make your English sound more natural, more American, and honestly, more fun.
I like that. Less about perfect grammar, more about connection.
That's the spirit. And hey, for everyone listening, don't just listen. Try using these in your daily conversations. Even one phrase a day makes a difference.
Yeah, like tomorrow I'm totally gonna say, "No way!" to someone.
Do it. And tell them Alex made you do it.
I will. Anyway, this was fun. Thanks for walking me and our listeners through all of this.
Always a pleasure. All right, everyone, keep practicing, keep noticing, and most importantly, keep enjoying English.
See you next time.
See you next time.